Doctor Who and the Time War was a short story written by former Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies, originally for Doctor Who magazine to come out in 2013 as a bridging between the TV movie and the new revived series. However, before it was published, they were asked by Steven Moffat not to publish it because stuff involving the Time War would be looked at in Day of the Doctor, the 50th anniversary special, and as such, since it was written before that special came out, a lot of stuff that was in Russell T Davies' head about the canon of the show ended up being changed after he had already written the short. During COVID-19, earlier this year, Russell T Davies finally released the short story to the internet, and he labeled it as somewhat of an unbound story that doesn't really fit into canon, mainly because it essentially shows the 8th Doctor finishing up the Time War and then starting to regenerate into the 9th Doctor. But could the short actually be canon? That's what I'm going to be discussing today. So I think that this short is, in a way, canon. It's kind of canon in the way that most of The Big Bang is canon in Doctor Who, in that it's a timeline that was later rewritten, but is still kind of something that happened within the universe. Allow me to explain. So if you actually read the short story, there's very, very little, if anything at all, that specifically identifies the Doctor that is regenerating as the 8th Doctor. Meanwhile, there is some pretty good evidence by just his first line that the Doctor he regenerates into is Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor. So here's what I suggest. So there's been a lot of speculation as to whether Gallifrey had always been saved at the end of the Time War, or if it originally was destroyed and in the Day of the Doctor they rewrote history so that it was saved. And I think that that actually is true, and that Doctor Who in the Time War is the way things originally planned out. The Doctor in that story is actually the War Doctor, finishing the Time War, destroying Gallifrey, and regenerating into the 9th Doctor. Then, when the 11th, 10th, and War Doctors went back and changed things in Day of the Doctor, that no longer was the events that actually played out in the Doctor Who universe. Nonetheless, however, it is something that happened and has its place as a timeline that has since been eradicated. And that is the connection that it has with the Big Bang. And that's my theory as to how Doctor Who in the Time War is kind of canon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider liking it, subscribing, you know, all that stuff. That's pretty much it, and I'll see you. Bye.